देवकी नंदन तुमको वंदन रखते सबके लाज, सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूर्ण कीजिए काज। देवकी नंदन तुमको वंदन रखते सबके लाज, सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूर्ण कीजिए काज। मन मंदिर में सजे बिहारी, मनमोहन तेरी छवि अति प्यारी। मन मंदिर में सजे बिहारी, मनमोहन तेरी छवि अति प्यारी। बंसी बजैया रास रचैया, तारन हार मेरे तुम ही किवैया। तुमसे बड़ा कहा कौन कन्हैया, श्री कृष्ण गोविंदा। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा, देवकी नंदन तुमको वंदन रखते सबके लाज, सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूर्ण कीजिए काज। ला 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 ला, लीला परंपार तेरे तू माखन चोर। भवसागर से सबकी नैया तू ही पार लगावे। भक्तों की सहारा तू बांसुरी वाला, हो नंद की लाला। तेरी भक्ति में नाचे सबका दातैया, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा, श्री नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। तुमको वंदन रखते सबके लाज, सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी। देवकी नंदन तुमको सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूर्ण कीजिए काज। Hi, good morning all. Welcome to another video of co-creating your reality using the spiritual laws of the universe, also known as the yamas and the niyamas, which you can research for your own self and align yourself, your actions, your behavior with, in order to generate better and more positive outcomes in your life. Also as a means to resolve any negative karma that you might have, aligning with the niyamas and the yamas is the path of karmic resolution and so on, right? So we are discussing, as previously indicated in my previous videos, how you can create your reality and attract that which you want into your reality through aligning with spiritual laws and principles and creating a God-centered relationship. Through these laws and principles and through learning and teaching core relationship lessons, whether it be on a macro or a larger scale with regard to the relationship, or whether it's detailed dynamics within a relationship in terms of how to create a God-centered and fun-loving, beautiful creation or relation with God at the center of that relationship, right? So yesterday I would have introduced the principle of honesty with regard to relationships and tied it into honesty not simply being connected to having a monogamous relationship, but you can have any kind of relationship you desire to have once as you are honest with your partner and that partner is on the same page with you. Once you are open and you have communication and you have honesty within your relationship, there is nothing like you have to stick to loving one person. You have to stick. There's no rule or there's nothing. The different family or different relationship structures has nothing to do with morality, right? The moral thing here is honesty, and once you are honest and open and communicate with your partner and don't lie, and don't steal their trust, right? Because non-stealing is a yama, right? The abstention from stealing, right? So do not steal your partner's trust, right? Once you do that, you are aligned with spiritual law within a relationship, within the context of a romantic relationship, right? And in being honest, you will realize that you can actually have discussions about anything openly, and it's not going to trip off, it's not going to, once your partner is on the same page, it's not going to cause any unnecessary drama, it's not going to cause any unnecessary ruction in your relationship or turbulence or anything like that. Once as there's open communication, willingness to listen and willingness to speak on both ends, right? So of course we are integrating the yamas and the niyamas into romantic relationships. So the first principle was non-violence. So we are creating or demonstrating how a relationship can be created using these spiritual laws. Non-violence, one of the main key aspects of non-violence include vegetarianism, right? So we spoke a lot about that, which I will be continuing to speak on in this video and upcoming videos. And then the second yama being non-stealing, the abstention from stealing, which is in reality just being honest and open in your relationships, right? So yesterday I had started a story in which I said I was dating someone, and I'll be using this dating experience to teach both positive and negative relationship lessons, and so that whoever is watching my videos can not only watch my life to gossip about, but they could actually learn stuff, right? So I was saying that my new date, who I started dating like 3 weeks ago or so, or a month ago, he had told me that if I'm at his weight limit now. I'm at his weight limit because he kind of small, like he real small, right? So he said that I'm at his weight limit, right? And he will cheat on me if it is that I put on more weight, right? So yesterday I made a video about that, and well, he messaged me frantically yesterday evening and was like, oh, how he was just joking. It was just 100% joke, and oh, how he was hurt by my video. He was hurt by my video, right? By the things I said in my video. So I was like, you tell me that you're going to cheat on me if I put on weight, and then telling me you hurt. You tell me you're going to cheat on me if I put on weight, and you hurt. Fuck off. That is when you have too much smart mouth to make jokes. You can make jokes, but you can't take jokes. You can make jokes, but when it's time to take back jokes, you're getting hurt and you're getting offended like a little wuss, right? Or you can make a joke, but when I come making jokes in my video, you hurt and you offended, right? You know, it's the next thing that make not only you, but many men out there a wuss or a puss, right, is eating meat, right? Because eating meat means that there's some imbalance in your brain, that's telling you, that's saying, hey, I know that this is wrong. I know that this action is wrong that I am doing. But because I can't control my own taste buds, I can't control myself, right? I must get dead meat to put in my stomach. And on top of that, calling beef the healthiest meat, right? You started dating a whole new female. And you still need dead meat to put in your stomach. You still need dead meat to eat after starting dating a whole new female, right? That means that you are worse, right? Simple, right? Eating meat means, and it's not just for you, this is for everybody, right? eating meat and knowing that it is wrong eating meat, knowing that it is a wrong action and still continuing to do it, means that there's some imbalance in your brain that needs rewiring, right? To bring you to perform the action, to align your behavior with the action of stopping the practice, right? The knowledge that the practice is wrong, the knowledge that a particular practice is wrong and still continuing to engage in the practice means that there's there's something in one's brain, right, that is defective, right? So the sooner that you come to this realization and cease and desist from engaging in such practices, is the better the outcome will be for you. But as I always say, that you need to take the time to transition your diet. That is not healthy to do this transition overnight, right? But yeah, overall, with regard to my video yesterday, I wanted to publicly apologize to my date, because I would have publicly made a video about a private issue, and I wish to publicly express my apology to my date for bringing our personal conversation online, and thank you for your apology, for apologizing to me, with regard to apologizing to me how about your comment about wanting to horn me if I put on weight, right? So as I was explaining to you in my messages yesterday, and I am bringing this publicly so that all could benefit, is about having a relationship in which humor, as well as God and humor is at the center of the relationship, right? So no party gets offended unnecessarily for any stupid jokes being made, right? So it is actually quite refreshing to be in a relationship, or to be initiated into this relationship where you could just feel free to be yourself, right? Just feel free to be fully 100% yourself, and say what you mean and mean what you say. And we don't really care, right? We don't care, right? Because we are friends, we knew each other from before, and humor was always at the center of our relationship. And that simple yesterday evening was basically our first conflict or disagreement. And to be honest, I will be totally honest here, part of me might have said some of those things in that video, because I really needed to see how people react to conflict and so on, so that I can know if I really want to do this. I would really know if I want to proceed with this relationship and so on, because honestly, I have had some turbulent times in the past with regard to dealing with conflicts and relationships and romantic relationships, right? So I need to know if you and I needed to know if both you and I, with regard to very little strippiness like that, if you and I are in a position to actually navigate life with navigate a relationship through those minor stupid details, right? So the universe assisted me in creating that scenario and evoking a response from you, in which I would have responded back yesterday in messaging, and we were both able to resolve a simple conflict or disagreement in about 15 to 20 minutes, and clarify that we both was joking, right? And how we were able to demonstrate together how through open communication and displaying how we really feel in the situation can clarify and clear up that whole issue, right? And there's no need to drag it on for days. There's no need to drag it on In fact, it drew us closer together, right? The conflict, the minor conflict, drew us closer together, which is supposed to be the point of all of these experiences, right? So, um, having a relation in which this ability to insult each other in a fun way is actually quite refreshing to me. Makes me even want to get married sometimes. But what exactly is marriage on this earthly realm? What exactly is marriage on this earthly realm? But a contract with the government, and government is the greatest form of enslavement, right? What is marriage in this 3D reality? But a contract with the government or a contract with religion, which I am no fan of either, and neither are you, right? So it's interesting that some of the deepest bonds that I've shared with people on this earth, most of the deepest bonds that I've shared with people, all of the deepest bonds I've shared with people on this earth, I have not been married to any of them, right? I have not been married to any of them. Because marriage or a contract or a piece of paper does not define the depth of a bond. Marriage or a wedding, right? Or whatever it is, does not define the depth of a bond. I've experienced bonds in which I have not lived with the person, but I've had a very strong bond. I've experienced bonds in which I have lived with the person and it's a very strong bond, right? I've experienced bond in which I was in a relationship and I had an outside bond and it was a very strong bond, right? So there is a marriage or a contract with the government or a contract with religion does not determine or define the depth of the bond that you can share with someone, right? A marriage does not determine the depth of a bond that you can share with someone. And probably that's why my best friend would have reacted in that way when I told him that I wanted to get married.